Aifer exclusive. The UGC NET examination date is not announced yet. I know without knowing the exam date, the preparation may be a little bit difficult. But keep going and get motivated. Now we are going to discuss the previous year question paper from the topic environment. Let's see what is our first question is. The first question is this association and reason question. So we can check what is our first question. So the question is given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and other is labeled as reason R. So here the assertion A is emissions from the diesel vehicles are relatively less harmful to human health in comparison to petrol vehicles. Okay, I'm repeating once again. Assertion A is emissions from diesel vehicles are relatively less harmful to human health in comparison to petrol vehicles. Then reason R is emission of the hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide are inherently very low from diesel vehicles. Okay, the reason R is emission of hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide are inherently very low from diesel vehicles. So the question is, in the light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. The option A is both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Then B is both A and R are correct but R is not the correct explanation of A. Then C is A is correct but R is not correct. Then the last option D is A is not correct but R is correct. So here we want to choose the correct answer from these. In this type of assertion reason question, we should think little more because we want to analyze the both assertion and reason and we want to connect both of this. So here we can check what is the answer is. So first we can check the assertion A. So here the assertion is emissions from the diesel vehicles are relatively less harmful to human health in comparison to petrol vehicles. It's a false statement because both the emissions from both petrol and the diesel vehicles are harmful to humans. So the production from the production or emission of the diesel vehicles and the petrol vehicles are different, but the harmful effect is both are same. So the assertion A, the emissions from the diesel vehicles are relatively less harmful to human health in comparison to petrol vehicles is a wrong statement. So it is false. So the first statement is false or wrong. Then we can check the reason R. So here the reason is emission of hydrocarbons and carbon monoxides are inherently very low from diesel vehicles. So diesel engines emit less carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases like include carbon monoxide and etc. So diesel engines emit less carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases than petrol engines. The most estimate indicates that the diesel engines emit about 10% less than the petrol engines. So here the reason is correct that emission of the hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide. The carbon monoxide is one of the gases from the greenhouse gases. So the hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide are inherently very low from the diesel vehicles. So the reason R is correct. So now we are going to the conclusion part. So here the assertion A is wrong. The statement is wrong or false. Then the reason R is true. So here or correct. So reason R is correct. So here we can conclude that the A is not correct but R is correct. So here the answer is option D. So we are going to the next question. The next question also is an assertion reason question. So we can check what is the question is about. So here I'm going to read the question. The question is given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and the other labeled as reason R. So here the assertion A is it is crucial to sustain Himalayan ecosystem. Then reason R is Himalayan ecosystem is home to a number of indigenous tribes. So this is the question. So assertion A is it is crucial to sustain Himalayan ecosystem. Then reason R is Himalayan ecosystem is home to a number of indigenous tribes. So the question is in the light of the above two statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. So option A is both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Then option B is both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. Then option C is A is true but R is false. Then option D is A is false but R is true. So here we want to analyze both assertion and reason and we want to find out there is any relation between the assertion and reason. So we can check The assertion is it is crucial to sustain Himalayan ecosystem. So it is a true statement or it is a correct statement. It is crucial to sustain the Himalayan ecosystem. So we can check why it is crucial. So the Himalayan ecosystem is vital to the ecological security of Indian landmass and through providing forest cover, and it's also feeding rivers that are the sources of our drinking water, irrigation and hydropower. So the Himalayan ecosystem is providing the water system. So main sources of our river is the Himalayan ecosystem. So it's providing drinking water and that may use to the hydropowers and etc. So that's why it is very crucial to sustain the Himalayan ecosystem. And we can check the reason also. The reason is the providing reason is the Himalayan ecosystem is home to number of indigenous tribes. It's also true the Himalayan ecosystem is home to a number of indigenous tribes, but that is not the reason behind it's crucial to sustain the Himalayan ecosystem. Okay, so why it is crucial means it gives our drinking water and rivers, and it's also provides it's also the biodiversity. We want to maintain the biodiversity is there. That's why it's very crucial to sustain the Himalayan ecosystem. And here the providing reason is Himalayan ecosystem is the home to a number of indigenous tribes. It's also true. Okay, so it is true, but it's not the reason behind it's crucial to sustain Himalayan ecosystem. So here both assertion and reason are true, but it's not the correct explanation of assertion. So the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. So here the answer is option B. Here the both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. So we can check the next question. The next question is also an assertion reason question. So I'm going to read the question. Listen carefully. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as R assertion and the other is labeled as reason R. So here the assertion is, just read it carefully. Assertion A is global emission of carbon dioxide stagnated during the years of 2014 and 2016. I'm repeating. The global emission of the carbon dioxide stagnated during the years 2014 and 2016. The reason here is strong energy efficiency improved measures and low carbon technologies were deployed during 2014 and 2016. Okay. So here the reason is strong energy efficiency improvement and measures a low carbon technologies were deployed during 2014 and 2016. So here we can check there is any connection between the assertion and reason or not. So here the assertion, the global carbon emission was stagnated from 2040 and 2060 is right. It's a correct statement. We can check what is the reason behind that. So the global carbon emission was stagnated from 2040 to 2060 as a result of many global efforts, such as that includes also the action plans and agreements such as the Kyoto Protocols and the Paris Climate Agreement, then Millennium Development Goals, so on. So these are the reason behind global emission of the carbon stagnated. Okay, so I'm repeating again. The global carbon emission was stagnated from 2040 to 2016 as a result of many global efforts such as the Kyoto Protocol, Paris Climate Agreement, Millennium Development Goals, etc. Here the providing reason is strong energy efficiency improvements measures in low carbon technologies were developed during 2040 and 2060. It's also true. There are many strong energy efficiency improvements measures such as the low carbon technologies were deployed or developed during 2040 and 2060. But it is not the correct answer of this assertion. Okay, it's not the correct answer of the or correct explanation of the global emission of the carbon dioxide stagnated during the year of 2040 and 60. So here we can check, we can go to the conclusion that both assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. So here the answer is option B. The both A and R are correct, but R is not the correct explanation of A. So again we are going to discuss the same pattern of questions like include that assertion and reason. So we can check. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion and A and the other is labeled as reason R. So assertion A is, listen carefully. So we are going to learn how to connect with the assertion and reason. So assertion A is lakes are less prone to getting polluted than rivers. Then the reason R is water in lakes get replaced through natural process. So assertion A is lakes are less prone to getting polluted than rivers. Then reason is water in lakes gets replaced through natural process. So we can check it is true or not, or there is any connection between these. So we can check the assertion here. The assertion is lakes are less prone to getting polluted than rivers. Here the assertion is incorrect or wrong. We can check why. The water bodies, whether a river or lake or ocean, are very susceptible to physical, biological and chemical influence. So water pollution can come from the households and farms or factories that discharge polluted water into the natural waters. So therefore all the resources includes rivers, lakes and oceans are prone to polluted more. So there is no such difference in lake or river. So here the assertion A is false or it is incorrect. Then we can check the reason. So here the reason is water in lakes gets replaced by the natural processes. So the lake is a body of water that is surrounded by a land. Okay, so it is a body of like water, that means it's surrounded by a land. So the water in the lake are replaced by inflow or outflow. So inflow and outflow of the water is a natural process. So the reason is correct, that is the water in lake get replaced by the inflow and outflow. So it's through the natural process. So here the reason is correct, but the assertion is not correct. So we can check what is the answer is. So here the assertion is not correct, but the reason is correct. So here the option D is the correct answer. So today we discussed the assertion reason pattern of the questions from the topic environment. It is little bit confusing, but by practicing you can easily conclude the answer or find out the final answer or correct answer. So prepared well. Thank you.